welcome once again to Velvet. Welcome to Velvet. Welcome to Velvet Al Watches Movies, so you don't have to. The only podcast where Velvet Al watches movies. And hopefully you don't have to watch the movies yourself. So this week, we are watching the film that Disney wants you to forget ever existed. The tribute to racism and slaves that wish they could still be slaves, Song of the South. Now, earlier this year, Disney finally closed down Splash Mountain, the ride that was based around Song of the South. And had I known that I can find Song of the South online, I would have timed it so that the episode could come out when the ride closed, like that exact week. But I did not know, and I didn't really pay attention and didn't know the ride finally closed until, like, the day after. And they're selling water from the ride. People are on eBay. 'Cause you never go broke exploiting people's stupidity. But, of course, so, like, lots of people all complain, like, oh, I didn't get rid of Splash Mountain. There was nothing wrong with it. But let's be honest with ourselves. The only reason anyone gives a fuck about Splash Mountain or Song of the South is that song, Zippity Doo Dah, which is a great song. And you can find Rick Ocasek's cover of it. Listen to that, because it doesn't have, like, the racist undertones of a slave singing, or a former slave singing Zippity Doo Dah. So, listen to that. And I would be all for an Rick Ocasek themed log ride. But that's the thing, it's still going to be a log ride. It's just going to be, like, what, The Princess and the Frog? Who cares? Like, they should do The Princess and the Frog and just keep the Zippity Doo Dah song. Because that's the only thing people care about. Because it is an awesome song. But yeah, in case you don't know, and how do you not know, I guess it's possible. Song of the South is this film about former slaves telling, like, racist stories. And they are happy and wish they could still be slaves or something like that. I haven't ever watched the movie because they've pretty much, like, hide it from public consumption. It was out on VHS, and then that was kind of, like, where it ended. I guess foreign countries have, like, a Laserdisc version, and there's been bootleg DVDs. So, anyone really with an internet connection could have found it and watched it with torrents and all that, but I don't mess with that shit. So I've never actually watched it myself, but it is on the Internet Archive. And even better, it's a 4K restoration. Now, my computer screen is not in 4K, so I guess it really makes no difference to me. But someone went through the trouble of upgrading this to 4K. And, I mean, I don't know, are they, like, selling bootlegs? What do you do with it? Like, you just really wanted this movie in 4K? It meant that much to you? That's kind of mind-blowing. Why would you upgrade it? Like, unless you're planning to sell bootleg versions of it. But I think this guy just uploaded it to the Internet Archive because he was all like, I think people should watch it in 4K. Why? I don't know. But I don't know. This movie could be awesome. It could be amazing. So, enough with the ramblings intro, because I feel like there was something else I wanted to bring up about this, but I forget. So, on to the racism! Now, I don't know why the guy went through the trouble of upgrading it to 4K, but, you know what, I'm kind of glad he did. It does look good. So, the film looks good. Story itself is already just off to a bad start. Because we got the narrator, Uncle Remus, and oh boy, I don't know if I can even do justice to just how, like, stereotypical, like, old black slave who ain't got no education. I don't know, I can't do it, and I think that's probably a good thing that I cannot do a good racist impersonation. But you can think it in your head. You know, you've seen probably, shit like Gone with the Wind, and so like, the stereotypical, like, black slave servants and what they sound like. And, oh boy, I'm going to tell you about Brer Rabbit. And, I don't know. If you think my thing sounds racist, write an angry letter. But I am not doing this on purpose. I am trying to impersonate to show just how ridiculous this film is. So we got the rich old white family. Mom and dad are taking their son down to the plantation to go see grandma. And they also brought their mammy. I don't know, would you say mammy? The old lady slave. But she's not a slave anymore, because this is post-Civil War, right? So she's free. She's just happy to be a servant. Or you think. I can see it in her eyes. She's got nothing but contempt for these white folks. Although the kid himself, not even, like, concealed contempt. He hates his parents. Like, why can't grandma come visit us? Why do we gotta visit her? Are you mad? Is grandma mad at you? Are you mad at mom? I'm mad at all of you. I want to punch that kid. I don't know if he's supposed to be a precocious kid, but he is annoying, and I want to punch him. And not just because he's rich. Though that does contribute to it. And I'm sure Mammy there, I don't know. I think he called her Aunt Deb. I should pay attention to what her name is. Because I actually want to be respectful and not just call her, like, the slave nanny. But, I mean, for all intents and purposes, that's what she is. But she's telling him, like, oh boy, wait till you meet Uncle Remus. He's gonna tell you about them there Brer Frog. I don't know why I'm even trying to, like, do the imitations of the voices. And I don't know if it's better or worse if I do it. So they arrived at the plantation, and all the black servants are more than happy to help these white folks unload. And the kid sees this one black guy and asks Nanny, "Is that Uncle Remus?" Wow, I think my white boy voice sounds more stereotypically black than the black voices I was trying to do. But the white boy is saying, like, "Is that Uncle Remus?" Because, all black people look alike to him. No, that's not fair to say, because he hasn't ever seen Uncle Remus. So he's just going to assume that, a black guy standing around is going to be Uncle Remus. It's an innocent mistake. And so he starts playing with, like, the black kid, and I think the black kid looks cooler. Because he's got his overalls, he's, like, dressed down, he's like, yeah. Whereas the white kid, he's, like, all fancy, and really, to me, looks like a girl. And I don't know if it's just his arched eyebrows that look like they've been super plucked. But he just looks really pissed off the whole time. And, unfortunately, Dad's got to go back. Go back where? I don't know. He just has to go back. So, I don't know. I guess go back to the house. But, he's dropping off the son and the wife at Grandma's because... reasons? Because he has to go back. But, obviously he has to get rid of his wife and son, so what is he going back for? Why is he going back? What's going on? He just says he has a job to do. I don't know. Is he going back to the battlefield and trying to... I don't know. Does this take place before or after the Civil War? Or during? So maybe it's during the Civil War and he has to go back to fight for the Civil War to make sure that they can keep their slaves so that Nanny and Uncle Remus have a place to live and be taken care of. Because that's how things were in the Civil War times, right? My complete knowledge is Gone with the Wind, and, the slaves loved being slaves. And I think Nanny here is the same, like, Nanny from Gone with the Wind. Which is just, that is also such a fucking racist film. That is a stupid film. That is a horrible film. I don't know why people like it. They forced us to watch that in 7th grade to learn about, like, the Civil War and shit. And it's like, wow, the slaves love being slaves. And here, the servants love being servants. But, I mean, if they're servants, they're getting paid, right? So they love their job. But Daddy's got to go back for reasons. And the kid's crying like, no, Daddy! Except with these fucking plucked, arched eyebrows are driving me crazy. I think he's angry. He's angry crying. He's like, fuck you, Dad! Why are you leaving? I want to leave. I don't want to be on this plantation with Mom. I hate Mom. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But this kid's fucking plucked eyebrows. I hate them. So White Boy goes searching around the plantation, and he sees a group of black people hanging around the campfire singing old spiritual songs. I don't know, it's kind of racist of me to assume they're spiritual songs, especially since they don't have anything to do with, like, Jesus. They're songs about animals, so I don't think they qualify as spiritual songs, but it is a fucking catchy song. I will give them that. And he keeps moving a little bit along, and Uncle Remus is there. He's telling stories to the little black children. I have got to stop. It's not my fault. The fucking, like, super stereotypical accents that are going on in this movie just leads me to want to try to emulate it. Oh my god. TV and movies can fucking corrupt kids. Because I'm watching this, and I'm in my 40s, and I'm, like, wanting to emulate what's going on the screen. I want to be like these people. I want to be like Uncle Remus. He is so happy. But he's telling a story about one of the Brer Rabbit, I think. And little White Boy's, like, listening, and then he runs off, and Nanny comes, and she's like, oh no, the White Boy... I'm seriously gonna try not to slip into, like, racist caricature to kind of portray what's going on in this film. But she's saying that, the White Boy has disappeared, and, Grandma's gonna just have all their necks over it because they let the White Boy out of their sight. But Uncle Remus says, just tell them that he's with me, because Uncle Remus is gonna find him, because he's the magical Negro. Copyright Spike Lee. And find him, Uncle Remus does. And he, like, the little kid is crying. I don't know, like, maybe because he overheard that they're chasing after him. Because he seemed pretty happy listening to the songs and listening to the story. And I don't know, maybe because the songs and stories ended, that is why he's crying. But Uncle Remus is there with his handkerchief, and his good old natured racist stereotype accent. And he takes his handkerchief and he wipes the eyes of the little White Boy, saying that, there's things blowing in the air, so you just got something in your eye. He's trying to downplay it, the good old, like, oh, no, you're not crying. I'll take care of this. Now, the White Boy tells Uncle Remus that he's running off. He's going to Atlanta. He doesn't say why, but remember, I don't think I mentioned, but his dad is going back to Atlanta. So he's going to be there. He's got to meet his dad. And Uncle Remus, instead of yelling, because he's good with the children, tells him, like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Uncle Remus will go with you. But, did you pack any grub? Because the kid's got the bundle on a stick, like all good hobo runaways do. Do people still do that? They should. Kids should do that when they run away. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am not encouraging kids to run away. But if they do, bundle on a stick. It will help you. But in the bundle, White Boy did not pack up any grub. Food for you and me. The non-race. No, people say grub. That's Grubhub. So grub's not racist. Just when you do it with a specific accent is it racist. So they're going to stop at Uncle Remus's house to grab some food, but, first he's going to tell him a story. Because he's laughing because the words that the kid is saying about why he's running away or how he's going to make it or whatever, Uncle Remus is like, those are the exact words Brer Rabbit used when he was running away. And Uncle Remus does an impersonation of Brer Rabbit, and I have got to say, bravo! I don't know how they pulled it off. Actor who played Uncle Remus deserves an award for this, because he takes first his stereotypical accent and manages to make it even more racist when he does his impersonation of Brer Rabbit. Oh my god, it is. You know what? I'm going to rewind to where it is, because you people need to hear it for yourselves.
Exactly the words that old Brer Rabbit used the time that he lit out from his briar patch. And I ain't never coming back neither.
Is that not glorious? Glorious, I say. I love you, Uncle Remus. He's so good with the kids. I can see why people are upset that we're getting rid of Uncle Remus. Because he is what every black person should be in the eyes of white racists. He's non-threatening. He will help the kids and be cheerful about it. And, you know, absolutely nothing bad about him. And he knows his place. He stays in his role. And he's probably not even getting paid. But he's more than happy about it. Oh boy. Uncle Remus, we all should be like you. This is really stupid song. Yes, that is true. I'm not very good at improvising song lyrics. Now, the little white boy, he wants to hear all about the adventures of Brer Rabbit. Or maybe not all the adventures, but some of the adventures. At least one Brer Rabbit story he wants. And Uncle Remus is all like, yes, sir! Again, with that. Sorry for the bad attempts at racist stereotypical accents. But, you know, he says yes, sir, and all those good, fun, stereotypical slave slang. And he tells him that, you know, this all happened on one of those zippity-doo-dah days. And Uncle Remus starts singing, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Is it racist if I go for the accent while singing? I don't know. Listeners, you tell me. So, but goddamn, that is a fucking awesome song. There's no way around it. That is why, like, there's such belovedness around Song of the South and the Brer Rabbit and all that. It is all 100% on Zippity Doo Dah. It's such a great song. Why don't they just make a new movie and just throw that song in there? And then we can have something we can enjoy the song for. So, but he's walking along the cartoon gardens with all the birds flying about and singing with him. And then he comes upon Brer Rabbit, who's got an even more stereotypical black accent than Uncle Remus. And he's leaving for adventure to put his troubles away. But as Uncle Remus says, trouble's just a starting, or something. Something along those lines. Just basically, Brer Rabbit's trying to leave his troubles, but he's gonna find more troubles. Because, I don't know, maybe, like, some Confederate soldiers who are just kind of hanging around find him, and they're like, yummy rabbit, and on top of that, he's black, so let's slice him and dice him and eat him. I somehow doubt that's what's going to happen, but I am going to remake Song of the South, and that is what's going to happen, is Brer Rabbit, because I'm pretty sure the Brer Rabbit tales are in public domain. Are they? Let's look this up. I'm gonna find out if they're public domain, and if they're public domain, I am making my own Song of the South film. Unfortunately, I will have to write a new song. I can't use Zippity Doo Dah, but there will be some Confederate soldiers who eat Brer Rabbit because he is black, theoretically. Now, Brer Rabbit is hopping along on the bunny trail. He's hopping along, singing Zippity Doo Dah, when he gets caught in the noose. and kind of like, I'm just like, yikes, I know I shouldn't read racism into it, but I fucking read racism into it. Poor little Black Bunny. I mean, granted, he's not actually drawn as a Black Bunny, but he's got such a fucking stereotypical black voice that I can't help but think that I am seeing a black guy being hung. And it's just a bunny who's caught in a trap. But still, like, it's just... Ugh, and I'm really trying not to read racism into this film, but it's kind of just slapping me across the face like a big black cock. And so, but there's a bell that rings, and Brer Fox hears it. He's like, I got something caught in my trap. Again, not me with the racist stereotypical voice. But it is a fucking cartoon here. But he's all like, I'm gonna eat up a rabbit stew. And he goes running. And Brer Rabbit knows, like, oh, fuck, I'm done for. But luckily, Brer Bear, I don't know, is Brer, like, slang for, like, mister or something? Why is everyone Brer something? But Brer Bear comes by, and that is a terrible name, because it is very fucking hard to pronounce. And quick-witted Brer Rabbit's like, oh, hey, Mr. Bear, you know, this is a great job. I'm being like a scarecrow, and I'm getting paid $1 an hour. And remember, this is, the film's from the 40s, but all the tales, I think, take place in, like, the late 1800s. So $1 an hour is, I don't know, inflation calculator, about $1 million an hour. I don't know. But it is a lot of money. I didn't actually check the inflation calculator. I don't know if the inflation calculator will go all the way back to, like, the 1800s. I will take a moment to check. But to continue on with the tale. So he convinces Brer Bear, like, hey, take my spot. Like, I made lots of money. I'm good. You probably need some money. And by the way, Brer Bear is, like, mentally challenged. Like, he's got an IQ of 1. And he's also got the stereotypical black voice, but his is like, no. And, you know, part of me thinks, like, oh, are they trying to, like, get the sense of, you know, these black people are so, like, sneaky that they're gonna fuck you over. Because Brer Rabbit's being all sneaky. But more likely, it's just, you know, the Tom Sawyer, like, I'm, like, fucking smarter than everyone else, so I'm gonna trick people. And the fact that all of them have, like, really horrible, stereotypical, racist voices, like, they're all black. I don't know if they're actually voiced by black actors or by white people who think this is what black people sound like. Like, these voices are, like, if you watch, like, Chappelle's show and, like, or Key and Peele, when they do, like, the exaggerated black voices, this is what they're doing. It's this fucking film. And oh my god. But Brer Rabbit tricks Brer Bear into taking his spot. And Brer Fox shows up. And he's like, fuck this. I know I did not catch the bear. And the bear will probably eat me. So, hey, there's Brer Rabbit over there. Come on, Brer Bear. He fucking tricked you. Let's get him. And they both attack Brer Rabbit. So the inflation calculator only goes up to 1913. But $1 back then is worth about $30 today. So, you know, $30 an hour is still a pretty good job, especially if you're just hanging from a noose. So, but, you know, Brer Rabbit manages to escape, and he runs back home, and the story has taught the little white boy a lesson of don't run away from home, because you can't run away from your troubles, because you're just going to find more troubles. Good old Uncle Remus. He is an intelligent man. He is the magical Negro, just he doesn't quite have magic powers. Copyright Spike Lee. Or is it trademark Spike Lee? The magical Negro. Where am I going with this? But anyhow, then, like, the little black kid comes and he's like, oh no, I was supposed to keep an eye on the white boy, and I lost him. Oh, hey, luckily the white boy is right here. But, you know, now we're going to get our asses kicked if we go back home, because we're not supposed to have run away. And Uncle Remus is all like, don't worry, I'll come with you. I'll take care of everything. Good old Uncle Remus will do anything for the little white boy. I mean, I'm sure he's going to do stuff for the black kids too, if they need help. He will help anyone. I'm just saying, the point of this film is that good old kindly Uncle Remus will help white children, and any good black person will also help white children. I think that's the theme of the film. So Uncle Remus brings them home, where Mom's all like panicked, and Uncle Remus is like, oh look, it's my fault. I was reading him some stories, or telling him some stories, because Uncle Remus, he can't read, I assume. It's not racist of me to assume he can't read. He's a fucking former slave. The owners were not teaching him how to read. So that's not on me. That is just historical fact. But, Mom's like, oh, well, okay, but this is very late past his bedtime. You shouldn't let him stay up this late. And he's all like, I'm sorry, ma'am. And little white boy looks at him, and you can't tell if he's angry or surprised, because he's got one face. He's got one facial expression. And it looks angry, and it makes me want to punch him. And don't give me none of that, like, oh, you shouldn't want to punch children. It's okay to want to punch children. It's the actual act of punching children that you should not do. But it's okay to want to punch them. Especially if you see this kid, you will want to fucking punch him. Just don't do it. Of course, he's probably long dead by now, so go ahead, punch his corpse. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know if it's a surprise, like, wow, this black guy has taken the blame for me. I love him. I love black people now if they can do things for me. Which is unfair of me to go, because this kid hasn't shown any racism yet. So he's okay with Uncle Remus. And, after everyone goes inside, Remus is talking to the grandmother, and Remus is like, boy needs his paw. And Grandma's like, I agree, but I can't do anything about it. And Uncle Remus says, probably you should do something. There's something you can do with writing a letter or something. I'm not sure what this letter's going to do, but Grandma's like, oh, hush. I'm a stubborn old woman. Which is code for know your place, Blackie. Yes, it was racist of me to go with Blackie. I was originally going to say know your place, Negro, which would have been perfectly fine, because that is historical fact. But if the term Blackie was something used back then, she would have said Blackie. Really, just be glad I'm restraining myself from dropping the N-bomb. Because that is what she really would be thinking. Not Negro. She would be full on, know your place, N-word. Now, the next morning, the black kid comes in and wakes up the white boy. He's like, look what I got. I got a frog. Oh, that is awesome, dude. No, he didn't say dude, but it would have been awesome. He didn't say awesome or dude, but it would have been awesome if he said awesome dude. But anyways, they're excited. And they're like, let's go frog hunting. Uncle Remus will let us use the frog box. And I'm like, yay! More Uncle Remus! Because so far, he is the only thing I like about this film. And even that, it's not like the character himself, just the actor is fucking throwing himself full on in it. And he's like, this is a terrible role, but I am committing to myself to it. Because I'm going to have to find out if he did anything that's not racist. Because I want to see more of his work. This guy's got fucking charisma just oozing out of the ears. Like, I could see why people love Uncle Remus. Because he is actually, like, really good. I am, like, invested in him. I just wish Uncle Remus was not a racist character. Wasn't such a stereotype. But unfortunately, no, we're not going to see more of Uncle Remus just yet. Because Mom comes in and, oh, son, you got to get dressed because so-and-so is coming over and they bought you this suit, so you're going to have to wear it to show off how great it is. Because, it's that whole thing like, yeah, we don't really like it, but our rich relative spent a lot of money on it, so we're going to pretend that you love it by wearing it when she comes around. I don't know if it's a rich relative. Someone's coming, and this person bought the little white boy this really, like, girly suit. Like, what was with the collars back then? Like, it's just very feminine. Which is why it's actually kind of funny when you think about, like, oh, it's gonna, like, warp kids if you have, like, your boys wear feminine clothes. You look at the fucking clothes they wore, like, in the 1800s. Talk about fucking feminine. That raised a whole generation of pussies. Maybe. I don't know. But no one says, like, oh my god, you know, the 1800s was terrible time. People love the 1800s because women knew their place and black people knew their place. And it was all about white males. And they wore these, like, super girly... Like, ugh. No wonder this kid looks angry all the time. Because he has to wear these fucking terrible suits. I would be angry too. Now, the little white boy's upset. Because he can't go frog hunting. But the little black kid's like, well, I've got a frog and we can take him back to his river. And technically that's not frog hunting. And the white boy's like, I'm sold. Unfortunately, he's wearing that, like, awful suit with the lace collar. So, I bet it's going to get dirty. Even though he's not frog hunting and just taking a frog back. So, they're walking, and the little white boy's like, hey, let's cut across this path. And the black kid's like, oh, no, we can't do that, because there's bulls. And, look, they will smell you, and they will fucking gore you to hell. Not in such colorful language, but that's the gist of it, is that the bulls will fucking kill you. And I am so hoping this pays off later in the film. Please, please, please let someone get gored by a bull. Please. That would make this film awesome. But they keep going and they pass by this family, and they're the poor white folk. And that's just me being racist there. Like, the little black kid did not say that. But, you know, they're not wearing fancy clothes. They've just got, like, overalls and denim. They don't got the fancy lace collar. And one of them, I think, is threatening to kill his sister's dog. Because he's the runt of the litter. And she's like, no! This is my dog! So, this fucking asshole kid who wants to kill a dog. Kill a puppy! I don't know if that's really his plan, but I am gonna say he wants to kill a puppy because I do not want to root for him. Because right now, I am gonna root for him because he doesn't have the lace collar. And he makes fun of the little white boy. Be like, oh, you got a lace collar, you look like a girl. And he actually says that. That's not me adding in my own opinion. So, the film is validating my opinion that his clothes look like a girl's clothes. So, and maybe we're going to learn, maybe people have a point. You shouldn't dress a guy like a girl because it's just going to fuck him up mentally and get picked on and get beaten up by this guy who wants to kill. That's why they had to add that he's going to kill a puppy. Because everyone in the audience would otherwise be like, yeah, kick this kid's ass with the fucking lace collar. We hate this kid. I hate that kid. So I am torn. Do I root for the annoying, stupid kid, or do I root for the puppy killer? Neither. I am rooting for Uncle Remus. The little girl then gives her dog to the little white boy, because she knows he'll be good to him and take care of him. And plus, if she keeps it with her brothers, they're going to drown the dog. Fucking dog killers. And, you know, kids that will harm animals are going to grow up to be serial killers. That's just like a fact. And so we've got some fucking little serial killers. I hope they get gored by that bull. Yeah, I'm still holding out hope that that bull comes into play and kills someone. But, so he takes the dog back to his house, but Nanny is like, oh no, we can't have that dog. Your mom's not gonna let you have that dog, so you better get rid of it. And what better way to get rid of it? Give it to Uncle Remus. Oh, Remus, we love you. We love you so much. And, you know, Remus tries to say no, but Come on. What's Remus really gonna do? He's fucking Uncle Remus. He can't say no to taking care of a dog. I mean, he can't even say no to taking care of this stupid little kid. So of course he's gonna take care of that dog. And the dog is gonna be the better for it. Uncle Remus is probably gonna tell it some stories. Some very fucking racist stories. They're not racist. They're... At least they're not capital R racist. They're lowercase r racist. They just perpetuate caricatures and stereotypes. Now we get some slaves. Servants. Because, yeah, they're totally not slaves. You know what? Like, seriously? Because they didn't give a time frame on this. And I'm just going off the fact that I've always read that it's post-slavery. But I don't know. I think they're happy slaves. And they're singing a spiritual about sticking their finger in the dumpling. I don't know, but I do like to stick my fingers in some dumplings. Yes, that was a very bad sex joke. I'm sticking with it. But this scene is just completely to kind of show the passage of time, because now we're going back to Uncle Remus at a later point. And the evil dog killers, they've come because they want their dog, but Uncle Remus is not having any of it. He's not giving back the dog. And really, it's the little white boy's dog, so, unless he says so, he's not giving back the dog. And so the evil dog killers leave, and it's time for another story from Uncle Remus. And this is the sole joy that this film gives me, and I feel horrible about it. Should I not enjoy Uncle Remus? And I don't. On the character level, I just like the actor he's got charisma, he's got personality, and he's giving it his all. It's a good performance, it's just a shitty role. Now in this tale, Uncle Remus is off back to the cartoon land to go fishing, along with an old racist frog. Probably not quite as racist as the WB Mammy frog, who was so, doing all the blackface routines. But if you don't know the blackface routines, you don't realize what the fucking racist WB frog is doing. So good that he's gone. Even though, hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. It's a catchy song, but it's a blackface routine. So, but yeah, this frog is still, I think, kind of racist, because it's got the, is it really racist, or is it just, the stereotypical, dumb black guy voice? So, really, this film is more lowercase r racist than capital R racist to me. But it's still racist. So they go fishing. Meanwhile, Brer Rabbit is off to another one of his adventures. And Brer Fox and Brer Bear... It's a terrible name, Brer Bear. I really hate that name. But they have a plan to catch Brer Rabbit. Well, really, it's Brer Fox's plan. Brer Bear just wants to, club him over the head with a stick. Which I agree with Brer Bear. Why are you complicating this? Just club him over with a stick and eat him. But Brer Fox has this plan, and he makes a tar baby. And it's okay for me to say tar baby, because in this context, I am not using it as a racial insult. But curiously, I looked this up really quick, because I don't think tar baby was a racial slur at the time of this film, or at the time of the original Brer Rabbit stories, which were the late 1800s. So I just wanted to check and make sure that. And apparently, it's kind of this weird, funky situation where it's a racial slur, but it's not really a racial slur, and most people don't realize it is a racial slur, so it's a very niche racial slur area. So I don't know if here in Western New York it's a full-on racist term, because I always assumed tar baby was a racial slur. So I don't know. But it seems to be, at least my guess is, it popped up after this movie. So probably due to it just seeming like a racist thing, that some people just decided, hey, black people are dark, like tar. So this kid is a tar baby. That's my guess. I'm not an etymologist. I don't even know how to pronounce the word. I don't study words. This is just my guess on where tar baby came as a racist slur, which apparently not everyone views it as a racist slur. So, but my point is, I don't think this tar baby is meant to be black people, so I'm not gonna qualify this as one of the racist elements of this film. So Brer Fox sets up the tar baby on the side of the road, and he and Brer Bear hide in the woods, waiting for their moment. And not Peter Rabbit, not Peter Cottontail, Brer Rabbit! There are so many fucking cartoon rabbits, and they're all annoying and deserve to be punched. Rabbit punched. Ha ha ha. I was about to say donkey punch. Which reminds me, like, there was, like, one time on Jeopardy where it was, like, the clue was, this punch is named after an animal or something like that. And the answer was rabbit punch. But the guy, and he should have gotten points for it, said, what is a donkey punch? He should have gotten points for it. It counts. It's a real thing. I should have written into Jeopardy and be like, hey, fuckers, donkey punch is a valid answer. But so anyways, Brer Rabbit comes and he sees the tar baby and he's like, hello. But the tar baby doesn't respond because, you know, he's a tar baby. He's not real. And so this pisses off Brer Rabbit because, you know, it's rude as all hell, you know? Like, oh, I said hi to you. Why aren't you saying hi back? And now this is where me and Brer Rabbit differ, though. Because he feels that since the tar baby didn't say hi back, he should punch the tar baby. And I know you might be thinking, like, wait, aren't you saying, like, all the time about how you want to punch people? Yes, I want to punch people. Brer Rabbit actually fucking punches the tar baby. He's an asshole. And he gets stuck and covered in tar, because that was the plan. That they expected Brer Rabbit to get stuck in the tar, and it's like, oh no, he's caught, and Brer Fox and Brer Bear come, and they just laugh at him. They don't eat him right away, which I would have expected. Granted, he's covered in tar, so you don't want to eat him right now, but, you know, this would be a good time to club him over the head. And so we go back to where Uncle Remus is telling the story. And Uncle Remus is trying to make that the lesson is, you know, be careful what you do, because you're going to get yourself into trouble that you can't always get yourself out of. And little white boy and the little black kid, they're like, how did Brer Rabbit escape? And Uncle Remus says, what makes you think Brer Rabbit escaped? Which would be a great story if it does end with Brer Rabbit getting knocked over with the club and getting eaten. And watching this, I feel like I saw this when I was a kid. And even worse, I want to say I saw this in school. So I don't know if they had us watch Song of the South or just this particular Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby cartoon. Or maybe they had us read the book. I don't know. Maybe it was on TV. I feel like I saw this somewhere. My poor, delicate kid senses were exposed to this. And that is why I am now a racist who keeps slipping into, like, these racist voices. Even though, like, in my heart, I'm not a racist. But isn't that what racists say? Racists believe they're not racist. So, I'm just fucked either way. I'm not really a racist. But this movie has me questioning, am I a racist? But I think it's always good to keep questioning yourself. Am I a racist? And if the answer is no, then you're good. So Brer Fox and Brer Bear have Brer Rabbit dead to rights. But now there's the argument of, you know, how we're going to kill him to be able to eat him. In fact, I don't think Brer Bear even wants to eat him. He just wants to kill him. and he wants to do his trusty old smash him over the head with his club. You know, stick with the classics. It works, so no need to complicate it. But Brer Fox, you know, he's got some sort of vendetta against Brer Rabbit, and he wants Brer Rabbit to suffer. So he's trying to figure out what's a good way to kill him, like hang him or skin him. But Brer Rabbit, because he's smart, he sees a briar patch full of thorns, and he's like, you know, sure, you could hang me, that's not too bad, or you can skin me, that's not too bad either, but please. And sorry for, again, delving into the stereotypical voice, but I'm trying to do an impersonation of how he says it. Please don't throw me in the briar patch. And so Brer Fox is like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's throw him in the briar patch, because he's going to get hurt with all the thorns and stuff. But Brer Rabbit, because he grew up in a briar patch, knows how to avoid the thorns, and he escapes. And the tale amuses the kids, and good old Uncle Remus has his good yuck, 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 yuck. I guess I'm glad that I can't do the stereotypical black laugh. It's probably for the best. It's not long before the kids get to use the lesson they learned and apply it in real life, because the bullies are there, and they're like, we're gonna tell your mom and your granny and all these other people that you took our dog. Which is kind of like an interesting little, I don't know what exactly their plan with that is. Like, I'm telling your mom you stole our dog. And so the little white boy's like, sure, you can tell my mom and all that, but whatever you do, please don't tell your mom about it. Which is just such a fucking stupid plan that the bullies fall for it. Like, oh, you think telling our mom is gonna be the worst thing? We'll go ahead and tell our mom. Because if this was a good idea, why wouldn't the bullies have, like, told their mom to begin with? But they tell her, and, oh, spanking time! Because, you know, the dog belonged to the sister, so she can give it to whoever she wants. Mom doesn't care, like, whatever. Mom probably doesn't like the dog either. Probably just saves her from having to, like, feed the dog and then kill the dog. Now, the nanny's cooking dinner. Or maybe lunch. It's a pretty big spread, so I'm gonna guess dinner, but it's also very, like, late in the day. So it feels like it's lunchtime. But, I don't know. It's the South, and it's probably summertime. So, yeah, it's probably still daylight during dinner time. And Uncle Remus shows up, and he's like, oh, I want some food. And Nanny's like, hey, you don't bring food. Like, you brought a couple pieces of firewood. You're not pulling your weight. Like, if we were still slaves, you'd be, like, hung. And not in the good way. Ha ha ha! Pating choo. I don't know what the fuck that was. I was going for, like, the drum roll, and I don't know what that was. Oh, well. But, yeah. She's kind of mad, but, you know, I think it's a teasing mad. She likes Uncle Remus. And who doesn't? Uncle Remus is, like, the coolest. But then the little bully kids come by. And they're like, we want to see the white boy's mom. Because we got to talk to him about the dog. And Uncle Remus is like, but it's his dog. And they're like, no, he stole the dog from us. They're like, oh, they tricked me. Because, you know, little white boy wasn't 100% truthful. And, you know, they go and tell mom, like, they stole our dog. It's our dog. And, you know, the mom, and they tell her, like, you know, they said it'd be okay to tell you, but not to tell our mom. And we told our mom, and she spanked us. And little white boy's mom is, like, all mad, like, you know, Uncle Remus, you're telling him these stories. I'm trying to teach him to be respectful and not lie, and you're telling him these stories that are teaching him to lie. Which No, lady. If you listened to what the bullies told you, your kid told them not to tell their own mother. Granted, it was all reverse psychology, but he technically did not lie. Because they should not have told their own mother. He was giving them a warning. Not his fault that the bullies are idiots and fell for it, but they didn't fall for a lie. They 100% told the truth. It was very clever and sneaky, but it was still the truth. But the lady is just all upset like, oh, Uncle Remus, I think you need to stop telling these stories. How am I going to raise my child right? Well, lady, maybe raise your child. I haven't seen you raise your child at all during this film. He's always running off to Uncle Remus. Because, you still haven't figured out that they're not slaves anymore. So you're still treating them like slaves and they gotta raise your children right. No, lady, you raise your children. And do something about his eyebrows. Because they still piss me off. And also stop dressing him like all fancy-pantsy. Because that's just going to get him ass-kickings. You want to raise your son right? You give him a hearty thumbs up for fucking outwitting the bullies. With the truth. They couldn't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson, he could handle the truth. It was the other people. It was Tom Cruise who couldn't handle the truth. Now, Grandma doesn't agree with Mom's methods. Because, the little white boy, he has no male figure in his life right now. And he also has no friends. Although he should probably have friends his age. According to Grandma. Which I agree. You need friends of his own age. Which, oh, wait a minute. That little black kid he hangs out with is about his age. Is that not good enough? Is it like, no. He needs white friends his age. Like, oh, okay. She doesn't say that, but it's implicit. Just like, Mom's mad at Uncle Remus, because he's a black guy telling stories. Let's be honest. Like, he's overstepping his boundaries, because he's black. And he's a slave. In her mind, they are still slaves, and that's why Grandma seems to be like, oh, he needs friends his own age, even though he has a friend his own age. He could use more friends his own age, sure, but he has one. How are we gonna just overlook that he's been hanging out with a kid his own age just because he's black? You're fucking racist, Grandma. I'm not giving you a pass on that one. But, so it's gonna be the white boy's birthday next week, and he's all excited, and they're gonna throw a party, like, woo! And, he's like, can I invite that little girl from down the way? And Mom's kind of like, and Grandma's like, sure, of course you can. That way we know you're also straight. Don't hang out with the black people and don't hang out with the gay people. You are going to find yourself a nice little white girl and you're going to have babies with her. Again, this is all implied. But he's all excited and he's got a bone and he's running over to Uncle Remus because he's going to give the bone to the dog. But the dog's not there because they had to give the dog back. And this is how he's learning about it. So I guess Mom didn't think to, tell him, like, oh, you're in trouble, mister, for taking the dog that I explicitly told you not to take, and you try to fucking go behind my back, and you're lying, even though technically you told the truth to those kids. Although now that I think about it, probably the lie she was referring to was that he told her he gave the dog back. So, okay, that was a lie. As Maury Povich would say, that was a lie. So, okay, but she's mad about him lying and being deceitful, but she didn't stop and tell him, like, okay, I know what you did and you're fucking grounded. How did the kid not know the dog was given back? My mom would have kicked my ass 6 ways to Sunday. And she would have also made sure to let me know that the dog was given back. So, you just fucking, sideswiped him. And also didn't tell him that, he can't hang out with Uncle Remus anymore. And so he gets sideswiped with that as well. Well, it's not so much that he can't hang out with Uncle Remus, but Uncle Remus can't tell him stories anymore. So that's like a double shot, no more Uncle Remus stories and no more dog. And it makes the kid sad and he cries. Except he's a horrible actor, so they had to glue a tear on to his cheek. Seriously, if you ever watch it, and don't ever watch it, but if you do, you'll notice it's not natural. It's not a natural tear. It's not even running down his face or anything. It's like a piece of bedazzled jewelry that they just stuck on by his eye, oh, there's a tear. He's crying. Uncle Remus is also sad about things because, he's losing out, one of the joys in his life of telling stories. Even though there's other kids that he can tell stories to, he's only prohibited from this one kid. But he liked the kid. So, it still hurts him all the same. And he did not need tears glued on to his face. Because the guy playing Uncle Remus, he's an actor. He can act. He needs better roles. Or needed better roles. Because he's probably dead now. So, but they can cast him as a corpse in something, right? It's the day of the birthday party. And man, Mom has got some bazingas. Wow. For how, prim and proper and modest, they've been for the rest of this film, she is, showing quite a bit of cleavage. And it's pow! Which is all fine and good if this were, a debutante's ball or something. It's a fucking kids' party! At this point, you decide to throw the girls out? Are you hoping that there's some single dads there? Hey, my man's gone, but I'm not dead. Which, I would say good for you if your man was dead or something. But he's just... You know what, fuck him. I don't even know what he's doing, but I'm pretty sure it's something super fucking racist. So, girl, you go get yourself a man. I don't know. Am I just encouraging her to just go cheat on her man? I can't help it. Cleavage is like the sun. Granted, it was 3-second shot, but man, I don't know if it says something about me or it says something about this film, but that is kind of just burned in my mind now. Her cleavage is just pow. And so the little white boy runs off because he's going to pick up the little white girl. And she's all excited. Her mom has made her a dress, a fancy dress, so she's learned to be practicing her prim and properness. She knows to curtsy when someone says hi. So she's all excited, and they're walking back towards the party. But, her two brothers, they're mad because, they didn't get invited to a party. And, they don't want to go to a stupid party where you have to dress up anyhow. But because they're assholes, they start following them. And I don't know if they've drowned the dog yet. Have they killed the dog? Those fucking dog killers. They are still dog killers in my book. But they're following them and they're teasing them. And one of them pushes the little girl down into the mud. And now she's upset because her dress is dirty. And she's slightly better at the crying than the little boy is. But man, she's a terrible actress too. And they had to glue some tears onto her face as well. And she runs off. And little white boy's all angry. So he starts a fight. And he's beating up one of the dog killers. But the other dog killer comes back with a giant, stick. I think it's an actual branch that fell off the tree. And, he's gonna whoop that boy good. But, oh no, Uncle Remus is here. He saves the day. And he tells those kids to vamoose and to stop bothering his kids. They're not his kids, but he watches over them. So, in his heart, they're his kids. Well, really, just the one kid is his kid. The little girl. I don't think he's even met the little girl before. So, but Uncle Remus has a kind heart. He is a kind-hearted magical Negro. So, he will take care of her as well. And, of course, the dog killers run off because, they're scared of a big black man. And meanwhile, a little white boy has found the little white girl and is trying to console her because her dress is all dirty, and he tries to clean it. It doesn't help. So he decides, well, you know what? I'm going to tell you a Brer Rabbit story. And it just makes her cry even more because he is a fucking horrible storyteller. But luckily, Uncle Remus was there, and he steps in, and he's here to save the day, I think. Now, Uncle Remus realizes, they're all going through their troubles. Little white girl has a dirty dress. Little white boy's upset because his daddy hasn't shown up. Fucking, deadbeat dad. And Uncle Remus, his trouble is that he's not at the party staring at mom's bazungas. Actually, that's probably better for him because, black guy looking at a white woman's bazungas, that's a death sentence back then. And up till, 1960s. But hey, it's not Uncle Remus's fault, though. Her boobs are just out there. And again, this was a 3-second shot, but I care more about that than anything else going on in this film. So Uncle Remus, he tells a Brer Rabbit story, because Brer Rabbit will fix all your ails. No, Uncle Remus didn't say it like that. That was just my own racism, because I think this movie has made me more racist. There's something about it. I don't know. It just seeps in you. So, but in this story, Brer Rabbit's tied up. He's been captured by Brer Fox and Brer Bear. And oh no, how's he gonna get out of it this time? And he's about to get cooked because they've got the flame, and Brer Fox has him over the flame. But Brer Rabbit, because he's sneaky, he starts laughing. And Brer Fox and Brer Bear are like, why are you laughing? You're about to be eaten, motherfucker. You should not be laughing. You should be saying your last rites. You should be praying to your God that you're going to get through. But no, he keeps laughing. And he's like, well, I've got a laughing place and I just can't stop thinking about it, so it's got me laughing. And Brer Fox is like, yeah, well, fuck you and fuck your laughing place. I'm going to eat you. But not Brer Bear. He's like, wait. A laughing place? What the fuck's a laughing place? Show me this laughing place. Because, apparently a laughing place is more important than the fact that you've got, food. You're gonna fucking eat rabbit stew or something. Or fried rabbit. I don't know what way they're planning on cooking Brer Rabbit. But you're about to eat and all you care about, I want to see a laughing place. Although, it's kind of interesting. But, so Brer Rabbit leads them to, this part of the woods. And tells them, oh, it's right over here. Because the sneaky part of the plan is there's a beehive. And oh boy, bees are going to attack. But what he doesn't count on is Brer Bear is a bear. And as we all know, bears are impervious to bees. That's why they eat honey. And it's not so much that they're impervious. They're just, too stupid and don't give a fuck about bees, biting them or stinging them. They're like, fuck this. I'm a bear. I want that honey. But so Brer Bear is kind of mad about it. Even though he just got some honey. Dude, you just got some honey. But now he's like, you made an idiot out of me. And Brer Fox is laughing. So Brer Bear hits him with the beehive. And unfortunately, foxes are not so impervious to bees. And the bees chase them. And that gives enough... My mind has just gone blank. What the hell happened? Oh, that gives enough of a distraction for Brer Rabbit to sneak out of it again. Oh, that Brer Rabbit. Luck is just on his side. So the kids, they're all like, I wish I had my own happy place, or laughing place. And Uncle Remus is saying, everyone's got a laughing place. You just gotta look for it. And that cheers the kids up let's go find our laughing place. Yay! But then they run into Mom. And okay, Mom's bazungas are not fully out. It's still kind of low cut, but not as bad as I thought it was. So I think it was just kind of like a glitch with the quality of the film. Because, it's restored to 4K, but there's only so much they could do with, an old-ass film. And she's like, where were you? The party's over and you weren't even around. to say goodbye to the guest. Well, Mom, I hate to say this to you. You're kind of like, inattentive. You're like absentee. Because why didn't you go look for him? You're not like, oh, hey, my son's been gone for like hours now, and the party's about to end. So where the fuck is he? Send some of your slaves to go, your servants to go find him. No, she only thinks to look after the party's over. Because what, you worried like if you skip out on the party earlier, everyone's going to think like you're a bad parent or you're a bad host? Like, it's better to be a bad parent than a bad host. I guess that's what it comes down to. And the little girl, she's like, Uncle Remus was telling us stories. Because she doesn't realize, like, oh boy, Uncle Remus isn't supposed to be telling stories anymore. And unfortunately, Mom doesn't know the full story here and how they were getting bullied and they needed a cheer me up because the little girl's dress is dirty. No, all she knows is, I told Uncle Remus not to tell stories, and he's telling stories. That fucking asshole. And she tells him, it's not enough now. I don't want you near my son anywhere. At all. And Uncle Remus is like, I understand. And he's sad, and he goes home to pack while a large group of servants, are walking by singing a spiritual. And Uncle Remus is just talking to himself of, my stories, I don't think they do harm, but they aren't doing any good. So what is there left for me to do? And I'm thinking Uncle Remus is going to go look for a place to hang himself. That's my thought. That's kind of my feeling. I don't think he's going to do that. Hopefully he gets stopped, but I imagine Disney isn't going to be... You know what? Disney are fucking assholes. I'm surprised the mom isn't dead yet, because this is a Disney film. And that's generally happens in every Disney film. The mom dies. And mom isn't dead yet. But I don't think Uncle Remus is fully planning on killing himself. I think he's considering it. So the little kids are walking, and the little white girl's like, I found my laughing place. It's my house. Because Daddy's home, and I'm going to tell him about Brer Rabbit, and I know he's going to love it, and he's going to laugh. So, that's good, even though, her dog-killing brothers are also at her house, but, I guess it's, it's still a laughing place, because as long as Dad's home. And then little white boy decides, wait a minute, I know my laughing place. It's Uncle Remus's hut. And he runs over, he's like, I'm so excited. Uncle Remus, but Uncle Remus isn't there. He's gone. And he's like, no, what's going on? And Mom's like shocked, like, Uncle Remus isn't here. Lady, what did you expect? You've been like kind of browbeating him and saying he's terrible and he shouldn't be near your son. And remember, he's not a slave anymore, so he's free to leave if he wants. And leave he does. He's getting in the little coach wagon thing. And it's off. But little boy, he sees it and he's like, no, Uncle Remus, come back! And so he cuts across the path. You know the path I'm talking about. The path he's not supposed to cut across because there's a bull. Angry bull. That sees this kid running. And he's like, oh yeah, I got the bloodlust in me. And he comes running, and the kid's running. He doesn't notice that the bull's coming after him. And, oh man, right? Uncle Remus is gonna save him, right? Oh my fucking God! The bull kills the kid. I did not see this coming. It was kind of telegraphed, but part of me was like, Uncle Remus... Okay, most of me was like, Uncle Remus is going to jump off the wagon, and he's going to run in there, and he's going to take the hit, and Mom's going to realize, I should have not been so mean to the black guy. He was a nice guy that loved the kids. That's where I thought this movie was going. I did not expect them to kill the little kid, and now I'm torn, because I was wanting to punch him earlier, because I hate him. But just because he's got horrible eyebrows doesn't mean he deserves to be killed by a bull. Damn it, I wanted the dog killers to be the ones killed by the bull. I'm in shock. Like, god damn, ballsy of you, Disney. But I mean, I guess it's kind of like old Yeller and stuff. Just, you gotta kill the dog. You gotta kill the kid. Someone had to die. It's a fucking Disney movie. You know? Disney movies are like, oh, Disney, it's kid-friendly. But have you ever stopped and think about the fact that in every Disney movie, someone dies? And laugh it up, kids. You love films where people die. And this kid got... I guess this is careful what I wished for, because I wished for someone to be gored by that bull, and it happened. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's my fault that this kid is dead. Couldn't it have happened earlier in the film? It's almost over. Like, you could have saved me, like, 20 minutes of, like, this annoying kid. That's what I'm really upset about. Now, all the servants, are gathered up in the front lawn, and they're singing a spiritual. Because the kid's not dead yet. He might almost be. And Daddy finally comes home. And he's like, what happened? Which, did not... Obviously, you came home in a hurry. Did no one tell you why? Like, I understand, you know, late 1800s, communication's probably not great, so they had to do a telegram, so it was like, rush back, stop, kid's dead, stop. You can't, like, fully explain, though. So, but one of the nannies says to him, like, well, the little boy got speared by a bull because he was trying to stop Uncle Remus from leaving. And Uncle Remus overhears this, and what? You're gonna fucking lay a guilt trip on Uncle Remus? Lay the guilt trip on the mom! She's the one who basically sent Uncle Remus away. It wasn't Uncle Remus's fault that this stupid kid, like, ran across the bull patch. But the kid, who's not dead yet, is calling for Uncle Remus. Because, I don't know, he's got a concussion and brain damage, and all he can say now is, Uncle Remus! So Remus comes in, and he tells him a story. Or really, the end of a story. Because we don't get the story, damn it! The Brer Rabbit cartoon parts are kind of like the most fun part of this film, and you're not going to give us another one, just because this situation's a little more serious. And the kid comes back to life. And it's like, fuck you, movie! Fuck you! No! This kid got gored. And should have internal injuries. And be spitting blood out of his mouth. But no, he's just laying in his bed with a warm towel on his forehead. And some stories from the kind old magical Negro. And you're alive again, and everyone's happy, and Dad's gonna stay home, and fuck you, film. Just double fuck you. You know, you almost had me at my heartstrings when I thought this kid got killed by a bull. Because I thought it was my fault. And now I know it's not my fault, so I can get pissed off at you again, film. Just, no! Kid, you know, now I want to know how many kids after watching this movie, ran through bull patches and got gored by bulls because they thought, oh, it's okay, if I get gored by a bull, Magical Negro's gonna tell me a story and I'll be back to life again. Fuck you, movie. You're careless. Just, you know, if there weren't only 3 minutes left, I might turn off this movie over how pissed off I am right now. But there's 3 minutes, so I might as well finish it. Now, the kids are running, all happy. Little white boy. I don't know how much longer afterwards this is, but apparently all his injuries must have healed. No scars, no internal bleeding from being gored by a bull! This kid's gonna become a bullfighter when he grows up, right? Because, goddamn, he's like impervious to bull damage. And, you know, the three kids, there's a little white boy, a little white girl, and a little black boy, which is the same racial gender makeup of the Mod Squad. So as far as I'm concerned, Song of the South is a Mod Squad prequel. Tells the origin story of the Mod Squad. So they're running and having fun, and they're singing Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my, what a wonderful day. Which is a catchy song. They're not nearly as good at singing it than Uncle Remus. Like, Uncle Remus's version was really fucking good. But it's still a catchy song, so even though these annoying kids are singing it, like, I'm, like, into it. And they see Brer Rabbit, little cartoon version, and, like, the little cartoon birds and cartoon frog. And everyone's happy, and they're singing and dancing, and even Uncle Remus is like, oh boy, let me get in on this action. Which is just him kind of trailing after everyone else. He doesn't really sing. Why? Can we get the Uncle Remus version again? It was so fucking good. Really, the only good part about this movie is Uncle Remus singing Zippity-Doo-Dah. And that was the beginning of the film. But no, seriously though, I think the actor was really good. It was a shit role, but he gave it all. He was really fucking good. I hope he got, like, some good work after this. But I get the feeling he probably died or something. I could IMDb it, but I'm not going to. So, I want to keep the mystery open to what happened to Uncle Remus. But yeah, it was a lowercase r racist film. But I gotta say, I'm actually kind of surprised, though, that it is, like, kind of so out of circulation. Because it really isn't that much more racist than Gone with the Wind. And Gone with the Wind is looked upon as, like, one of the greatest films of all time. Even though it is an absolute shit film that lasts, like, 10 fucking hours. But it's just as fucking racist with the, hey, our slaves... Actually, it's worse. Because at least, like, in this film, they're not slaves, they're servants. So, they're kind of slaves in all but name, I guess. But in Gone with the Wind, they're slaves, and they're happy about being slaves. And they're like, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies, ma'am. Like, God, that movie is fucking racist. So, that is the same level of racism as Song of the South. So, what is it? Is it because Song of the South is aimed at kids that kind of society decided, well, fuck no, that film has to be wiped off the face of the earth. And Disney's like, oh, yeah, we're going to pretend this doesn't exist. Woo-doo-doo. And they whistle while singing Zippity-Doo-Dah. Or whistle Zippity-Doo-Dah. I don't know how to whistle, so I'm not going to do that impersonation. But you know, and Gone with the Wind, however, for whatever reason, critics love it, and it wins awards, and, you know, even though now we're willing to say, like, yeah, this film's kind of racist, and at least, like, now they put, like, warnings before the film's played, like, hey, this film is racist, enjoy. So, you could do the same thing, Disney, with Song of the South, and just be like, hey, here's, like, an artifact of our racist nation. Much like the racist Mammy in Tom and Jerry. They did a wonderful thing on the Tom and Jerry DVD set, where they had an introduction done by Whoopi Goldberg, where she explains, like, okay, this is fucking racist. This is the time. But even for its time, it was racist and it shouldn't have been done. But we're not going to erase it because... the actress who did the voice did a good job. She's a wonderful performer. Let's not erase, like, her contribution to history. And B, if we pretend it didn't exist, we're pretending that racism didn't exist. And so I think they should take the same attitude to Song of the South. Like, just be out there and be like, this film is fucking racist. And unfortunately, that is our history. But no, because... in our country, we can't, like, go and do, like, critically look at our past and say, we had a lot of fucking racism. No, it's just racism is over, so we don't need to talk about it anymore. The South shall rise again. No, let's let this film be out there and let's take critical looks at it. And I think they do. I think there are like a lot of critical think pieces about it, and you can find it on the Internet Archive. So it's out there, but I think Disney should just own up to, hey, we did it, we're racist. But damn, we got a catchy song. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. And so, I bid you a fond adieu. I'm sorry for getting all political at the end there. That's not what you come to this show for. So, but I saved you watching Song of the South. Really, all you need to watch is the Zippity-Doo-Dah song, and your life is complete. Till next time, velvetal@hotmail.com, or leave a comment in the comment section. I love you, and I unfortunately will watch another terrible movie for you. And I want to thank the Living Brain Dead for providing the official theme song for Velvet Owl Watches Movies So You Don't Have To. It's called Never Fuck With Catgirls, and you can get it at livingbraindead.com, which you should totally do. They are not paying me for this, so I shill them out of my love for the music.